Here on Atlanta News First Plus. Just want to let you know about this new development. You know, if you have been watching Atlanta News First, you were probably aware that there was a standoff taking place in Southwest Atlanta. So I'm happy to report the standoff is now over in Southwest Atlanta. These are breaking new developments. If you haven't yet done so, I encourage you to download our Atlanta News First app to get alerts sent right to your phone. But this 10th standoff, we're happy to report, is over. The suspect in custody. Just to let you know, officers were called to the area between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. this morning in this Southwest Atlanta neighborhood. When they arrived, they say that a man fired shots in the air, barricading himself inside of a home on the 1000 block of Catherwood Drive Southwest. Atlanta Police and Fulton County deputies worked to get the man to surrender. A SWAT team was there to assist. And of course, Atlanta News First was on the ground there and reported hearing an officer on a megaphone asking someone to come out with their hands up. Here's what a witness told us at the time. Let's listen. All right, but that standoff thankfully over. No injuries reported at this time. Police have had several blocks closed, but certainly the standoff is now over, so should not cause a major disruption. But if you saw anything in that area, that's what was going on. But certainly a lot of peace and relief that the standoff is now over. Okay, I also want to let you know about this Marta bus crash that we have been following, which actually has left several individuals injured. So this happened in DeKalb County, in southeast DeKalb County, overnight. According to Marta Police, a bus was traveling southbound on Clifton Springs Road near Aylesbury Loop around 11:45 when it was struck head-on by a car that traveled into its lane. My colleague Bridget Spencer has more.
This had to be terrifying for all the people involved. This crash happened along Clifton Springs Road just before midnight. We do have some home surveillance video showing how that impact looked. This is a video captured by the neighbors in the impact of the two vehicles colliding. You can see sparks even flying in the air at one point. It very likely woke neighbors out of their sleep. Now, we're told the crash happened at 11:45 last night. The bus was traveling southbound on Clifton Springs Road when it was hit head-on by another car going the opposite direction. Now, that bus driver did try to avoid the collision and veered off into a line. 6 people, that's the bus driver, 4 passengers, and the driver of the other car, were all injured. We did speak to a man who lives on this street. He says accidents unfortunately happen here all the time. I would like to see lights put out here.
Okay, also want to let you know about a shooting investigation that is underway right now in the city of South Fulton. Police are investigating overnight shooting at a bar, and the gunshot victim in this case is a security guard. So officers from the South Fulton Police Department worked the scene for about 4 hours overnight, trying to piece together what happened. The name of the place is VVS Restaurant and Bar on Old National Highway in a shopping center called Old National Town Center. We understand the shooting happened around 1:15 this morning. Police again confirming it was a security guard who was shot, was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, and apparently shot in the leg. From what we've been able to gather, there was some sort of disturbance in the bar. The shooting may have happened outside. We are working to find out from police who fired the weapon, which actually injured the security guard there. At last check, police did not have anyone in custody connected to this shooting, but we are staying in touch with police officers to get more information and any updates, and also a narrative of exactly what happened there. Also want to let you know about this planned development in Forsyth County, this massive multi-billion-dollar development, now one step closer to being a reality in Forsyth County. This huge venue is called The Gathering, or that's what it's planned to be called, and it checked all the boxes for development outside the perimeter. The mixed-use project is dense, it's considered to be desirable, has the potential for urban style growth. The project's proposal shows plans to expand housing, parking, and sidewalks surrounding this venue, as well as preserve green space in the area in addition to that. It's a $2 billion project, would seat 18,000 people, featuring shops, restaurants, and a hotel. It is worth repeating, this is only a proposal, but the release of this report now allows Forsyth County officials to take action on the project and presumably push it to the next phase, so it does appear to be moving along. Looks beautiful there. But I mean, there's mixed feelings about development. Not everyone is a fan, so just important to consider that perspective too. But it looks like a beautiful place overall. Okay, just want to turn things over to First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi with a look at the forecast. I don't see, it looks pretty clear, right?
Yeah, it's a little cloudy out there, but for the most part, we are not running into many issues out there today. We're starting to settle into a little bit of a cooler pattern for the next few days after hitting 89 degrees on Monday. Yesterday we hit 84, so the cloud cover and some of the rain that trickled in yesterday definitely helped with the temperature, so we will be thankful for that. But overall, not a terrible forecast ahead of us as we look ahead to the end of the week and, of course, the weekend. It's Wednesday. It's not too early to think about the weekend at this point. We're halfway there, everyone. I'm First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning. Let's talk about your forecast. For the most part, it's relatively mundane, a little bit on the boring side, but there's nothing wrong with boring, especially if that means a lot of sunshine and some consistently more fall-like days when it comes to our temperatures. So let's talk about it. Let's first kind of get you set up. What's exactly happening today in particular? Because today is kind of an off day with how our forecast is going to be compared to the next 6 of our 7-day forecast. So today, we have an area of high pressure off to our northeast. We talk about these all the time here in the southeast, particularly here in North Georgia. This high, we call it a wedge. The meteorological term for it is called cold air damming, because what happens is around an area of high pressure, as you can see indicated by those arrows there, wind flows clockwise. And so what that does is pull in cooler air from Canada and from the far northeast, and that cool air rides along the flow around that area of high pressure. But then because we have the Appalachian Mountains that run through a lot of the eastern coast, the eastern seaboard, the Atlantic seaboard, the cold air runs into the Appalachian Mountains and kind of slides down into North Georgia. It wedges itself up against the mountains and pushes into North Georgia. So that is the wedge, and it is bringing us the slightly cooler day today. Also, the cloudy conditions that we're seeing, like here at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Sometimes when these set up, it'll feel a little misty outside. So just a little bit of a dreary day today, but nothing we can't handle, especially if it comes with some cooler air. I think we'll all take that. It'll feel a little more refreshing today. Now, we also, at the same time, kind of in tandem, have a stalled front, a stationary front sitting to our south, kind of over central Georgia, which has been the focal point for showers today. But because that's to our south, it's still trapping in some moisture. So just like this morning, we had a few showers, especially some heavier downpours in North Fulton today, parts of Forsyth County. Can't rule out a stray shower, but most of the rain will be to our south. That front's just going to help kind of trap in moisture and allow for that cloud cover today, and maybe for that kind of misty feel as it'll trap in more moisture at the surface for us. Here's a look at radar. Again, satellite and radar rather. We do have some showers down towards Putnam County over in the Eatonton area. We've had some rain down there, so if you live south of I-20, we'll watch for you for maybe an isolated shower through the day today, but for the most part, most of us will be dry. Again, we'll see cloudy skies. It's not going to be cloudy all day for all of us, especially the further west of the city you go, where that wedge isn't necessarily in major control over you. That's not necessarily dominating your forecast. Mainly from Atlanta off to the northeast is where the wedge will take most control. So if you're west of the city, you might see a little more sunshine today. You'll probably end up being a little bit warmer as well. Most of us are going to top out in the mid to upper 70s today. But again, places like Rome, LaGrange, maybe even Eatonton, Thomaston, you'll probably end up closer to 80 degrees this afternoon, if not heading into the low 80s. Skies will start to clear overnight. That wedge isn't very strong. It's actually going to start to retreat and weaken through the overnight hours, so that'll allow our skies to start to clear, and that'll also allow for temperatures to drop a little quicker. Without the cloud cover through the overnight, that won't trap in any of the heat that today had to offer during the day. So overnight lows tomorrow will actually drop into the upper 50s to low 60s, so maybe a light jacket as you head out. Tomorrow, more sunshine. There will be rain to the north in Tennessee. We'll watch to see if that drops down into our area, but that doesn't look likely. I just don't think our dynamics and our features at the surface are going to allow for that rain to move in. But nonetheless, we'll still keep an eye on maybe some of our mountainous counties for a shower, but we don't have a rain chance on the 7-day tomorrow. In fact, Again, we'll start with a lot of sunshine, so the sunrise tomorrow will probably be beautiful. It does look like clouds will kind of stream in on and off through the day tomorrow, so expect clouds to start to increase through the day, as again, that front to our south will kind of stay stalled, so that could promote some cloud cover in the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow generally in the 80s, a little warmer. But notice no rain the next 7 days as we head, well, after today, we have a small rain chance today, but beyond that, we're dry all the way into the start of next week, including the weekend. We're going to have this very strong ridge of high pressure build. Not only will that help keep us dry, but it's also going to allow for a warming trend. So underneath an area of high pressure, air sinks. When air sinks, it warms, but it also kind of acts as a dome of protection from any kind of storm system or any kind of rain features from moving into our area. So expect that warming trend to continue, especially as we head into the weekend, as that ridge of high pressure in the upper levels really starts to take control. So again, today will be in the upper 70s for the most part. Tomorrow will be near 80. And then we're actually going to be pretty toasty on Saturday. So if you're thinking ahead to the weekend, thinking about your weekend plans, while the humidity will be a little bit lower, it's definitely been a little bit more muggy outside the last couple of mornings because of just that moisture locked in from that front to our south. But when that high pressure filters in, our humidity is going to kind of start to drop. So it'll be toasty, very similar to Sunday. Sunday we were at 86. We were at 86 last weekend. Pretty much both days were in the mid 80s last weekend. So a very similar start to next weekend as last weekend. So definitely a day where you'll want to drink water and wear your sunscreen, all the things, because it's gonna feel a little warmer than fall on Saturday. But then temperatures will gradually drop into the low 80s, and we'll generally stay in the low 80s. Saturday looks to be the off day, but nonetheless, we're staying dry. We'll see a lot of sunshine. That humidity will again drop. So overall, not many complaints on the 7-day. Today, of course, looks a little dreary. Not saying we're gonna have cloud cover locked in all day. I do think we will see peaks of sunshine at some point, especially again if you are west of the city. Then you'll probably see a little more sunshine today. North and west of the city, you'll probably see a little more sunshine. Small chance for some showers, especially if you're south of Atlanta. But overall, most of us stay dry. Tomorrow morning, we wake up chilly, upper 50s to low 60s. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, especially to start the day. But do expect intervals of clouds and sunshine tomorrow. We'll have the chance for some clouds to build through the afternoon. But overall, we'll see more sunshine tomorrow in general for your Thursday. Highs near 80. And then we'll warm into the low 80s Friday. Friday will be a stunning day. The weekend looks great, just warm for Saturday. And then as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week, looking ahead to next week, it looks like we'll keep this dry trend going as we head into the start of a new work and school week next week. But lots of beautiful weather on the way over the next several days. Just got to get through kind of a dreary looking day today. But again, I'll take it if it means our temperatures will stay in the upper 70s. It's pretty comfortable out there, if you ask me. Might want to note that we are starting to see some dry conditions on our drought monitor pop up, not necessarily in any kind of moderate drought or anything like that by any stretch of the imagination. Definitely starting to see some drier patches though. We will need the rain. We will need those really cool mornings and beautiful afternoons, but we do need the rain in order for the trees to survive through fall. Ella's been talking about it throughout the morning. Of course, one wonderful part of fall here in North Georgia is the leaves changing colors, and so we have to have the trees stay alive here. So if we have this really long dry stretch, that's going to potentially cause trees to start to die, leaves to start to fall off the trees before they could start changing color. So we do need the rain. So while it's nice for your plans to have all this dry weather, we definitely need to get a dose of rain and some of those really nice and cool mornings to help cut off their little photosynthesis process to allow them to start changing colors and all that good stuff. So anywho, that's your little fall lesson of the day. We need the rain in order for the leaves to start changing properly in the way that we want them to and the timing that they usually do. So anywho, we'll worry about that when the time comes. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. Enjoy the slightly cooler afternoon. Thanks for tuning in for your news and weather, and we'll catch you here next time.